Scorpio is the eighth sign of the zodiac, represented by the scorpion. People born between October 23 and November 21 are traditionally considered Scorpios, making October and November their birth months. Scorpio is a water sign, ruled by Mars in traditional astrology and associated with Pluto in modern Western astrology. Its lucky numbers are 8, 9, 18, and 27. Its lucky days are Tuesday and Thursday. Its lucky colors include deep red, black, burgundy, maroon, and dark purple. But what really makes Scorpio fascinating is its personality. Scorpio is one of the most intense, mysterious, and determined signs of the zodiac. A Scorpio may appear calm and quiet on the outside, but beneath that calm surface is a deeply emotional and powerful personality. Scorpios rarely accept things at face value. They want to know what is really happening, what motivates people, and what may be hidden beneath the surface. This gives them a natural interest in psychology, mysteries, investigation, research, and human behavior. One of Scorpio's greatest strengths is determination. Once a Scorpio decides that something truly matters, they can remain focused even when the journey becomes difficult. They do not easily give up. In fact, adversity often makes Scorpio stronger. Another major strength is intuition. Scorpios tend to notice details that other people overlook. They pay attention not only to words, but also to body language, behavior, emotions, and subtle changes in people's attitudes. Because of this, it can be difficult to deceive a Scorpio for very long. Scorpio is also extremely loyal. They may take a long time to trust someone, but once that trust is earned, they can become deeply committed and protective. They prefer a small circle of genuine relationships rather than a large group of superficial connections. People often see Scorpio as confident, serious, mysterious, and difficult to read. But those who know Scorpio well may discover a much softer side. Behind the strong exterior can be a highly sensitive person who feels love, pain, disappointment, and loyalty very deeply. Scorpio simply does not reveal those emotions to everyone. Sometimes, when Scorpio becomes overwhelmed, emotionally hurt, or mentally exhausted, they suddenly withdraw. They may stop answering messages, become unusually quiet, or spend more time alone. This does not always mean they are angry. Often, they are simply trying to understand what happened, protect their emotions, and rebuild their inner strength. Scorpio's greatest fears often involve betrayal, emotional vulnerability, losing control, or trusting the wrong person. Because trust is so important to them, betrayal can leave a lasting impression. This can also become one of Scorpio's weaknesses. When emotionally unbalanced, they may become overly suspicious, secretive, controlling, or unable to let go of past experiences. They may remember emotional wounds long after the event has passed. But Scorpio has an extraordinary ability to transform. Failure can become wisdom. Pain can become strength. And an ending can become the beginning of a completely new chapter. That is the true power of Scorpio. Scorpio's greatest hidden talent is not simply its ability to understand other people. It is the ability to rebuild itself. When life knocks Scorpio down, it may take time to recover. But when Scorpio rises again, it is often stronger, wiser, and more determined than before. And that is why Scorpio is often associated with transformation, rebirth, and inner power. This is the deeper side of Scorpio. A sign that may look quiet on the outside, but carries an ocean of emotion, intuition, determination, and strength within. Now let's look at Scorpio in love, relationships, career, success, and the deeper purpose of this powerful zodiac sign. When Scorpio falls in love, it rarely loves halfway. Scorpio wants emotional depth, honesty, loyalty, and genuine trust. They often express love through their actions rather than through empty words. They protect the people they love, remember the little things, keep personal secrets private, and try to remain present during difficult times. For Scorpio, love is not simply an emotion. It is a commitment, but because trust is so important to Scorpio, betrayal can change a relationship permanently. A Scorpio may forgive, but rebuilding the same level of trust can take a very long time. In friendship, Scorpio usually prefers quality over quantity. They may have only a few close friends, but those relationships can be extremely meaningful. If you earn a Scorpio's trust, you may gain someone who will stand beside you when life becomes difficult. At work, Scorpio is serious, focused, strategic, and highly determined. They do not usually enjoy unnecessary office politics, dishonesty, or situations where their hard work is ignored. They perform best when they have meaningful responsibilities, independence, and the opportunity to make a real impact. Scorpio can be especially successful in careers involving research, psychology, medicine, finance, technology, security, investigation, law, strategy, and crisis management. As a leader, Scorpio does not always need to be the loudest person in the room. They often lead through confidence, preparation, discipline, and results. They can remain surprisingly calm when everyone else is under pressure. Scorpio is happiest when life gives them something meaningful to accomplish. They enjoy overcoming difficult challenges, reaching ambitious goals, protecting the people they love, and proving that something thought to be impossible can actually be achieved. And when the desire for revenge is replaced by the desire to build a better life, that is the real Scorpio victory. Scorpio is not here simply to survive difficult experiences. It is here to transform through them. To rise after every fall. To turn darkness into wisdom. And to leave a lasting impact on the people and world around them. Scorpio is the calm surface of a deep ocean. Mysterious. Passionate. Intuitive. Fiercely loyal. And powerful enough to rise again after even the darkest chapter of life. If you are a Scorpio, remember this: you are not defined by what tried to break you, you are defined by how you rise after it. And your greatest power is not your anger, your secrecy, or your ability to fight. Your greatest power is your ability to transform. For Scorpio, success is not simply about money, fame, or status. True success means becoming strong enough to respect the person they have become. Scorpio also has a naturally spiritual and philosophical side. They may become fascinated by meditation, astrology, psychology, mysticism, philosophy, consciousness, and the deeper mysteries of life. Major life changes can often trigger powerful periods of personal and spiritual growth. But Scorpio's greatest life lesson is learning when to hold on and when to let go. Not everyone deserves your trust, but you also do not have to carry every betrayal forever. Scorpio becomes more powerful when it learns to balance strength with vulnerability, trust with wisdom, passion with self-control, and justice with forgiveness. The greatest Scorpio transformation happens when pain becomes wisdom instead of bitterness. When fear becomes courage. When the past becomes a lesson rather than a prison. If you enjoyed this reading, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, so you never miss our next zodiac prediction. Thank you for watching.